Assalamu alaikum dear viewers, and welcome to our Learn Arabic show. So today we're going to be looking at Arabic by Quran. Arabic by Quran. So the reason why I saw the need to look at Arabic by Quran is because we recite the Quran daily, right? And it's very important for us not only to recite the Quran, but to understand the Quran and to reflect upon it. If you look at the Quran, you might think that it's very difficult for us to learn Arabic by Quran, right? However, in the Quran, there's a lot of grammar, there's a lot of rules. So if we look at the Quran, we'll be able to learn more about the depths of Arabic, right? So I have sticked here a few words from the Quran. So the first word we're going to start with, Allah. Allah starts with the letter Alif. So that's the first word we're going to look at, Allah. The second word we're going to look at is Baqarah. You all know that Baqarah, where do we find Baqarah in the Quran? We find Baqarah in the second chapter of the Holy Quran. And what does Baqarah mean? Baqarah means cow, right? So this is, and what does Baqarah start with? Baqarah starts with the letter Ba. And you should also notice how these letters are in jointings. Like I had explained you in the very first session, how you join these letters. So I said that Baqarah, Ba, Qaf, and Ra, right? They all come in the category of Muttasila. Muttasila are the joint letters. And I said Ra here comes in the category of Munfasila, which is a separate letter. Therefore, Ra will not join to Ta marbuta. Why? Because the Munfasila letters do not join to the following letter because they remain separate. They only join to the letter preceding them, that is Qaf. They will not join to the following letter, that is here Ta marbuta. And what did we say about the Ta marbuta? We said that in most cases when you see a Ta marbuta coming at the end of a word, appearing at the end of a word, a noun, it is feminine. It denotes feminine, right? So that is Baqarah. So Baqarah comes in the category of feminine. So this is, and it starts with the letter Ba. So Baqarah comes in the category of feminine. Then we'll move on to Tawbah. Tawbah. We also see Tawbah in the Quran. What chapter in the Quran do we see Tawbah? We see Tawbah in the 9th chapter of the Quran. And what is so special about this chapter? Because it does not begin with Bismillah. And again, look at the jointings again. We have Ta, Waw. But Waw here does not join to Ba. Why doesn't it join to Ba? Because Waw is a Munfasila letter. Therefore, it will not join to the following letter. However, it will join to the previous letter, that is Ta. And what does Tawbah mean? Tawbah means repentance. And what letter does Tawbah start with? Tawbah starts with the letter Ta. And what did we say? Is Ta Munfasila or Muttasila? Munfasila, is it a separate or is it a joint? Ta is a Muttasila. It is a joint letter. You'll always find it joint. Right. Moving on to the next word, Thamud. You must have, while reciting the Quran, you must have come across the word Thamud. So what is Thamud? Or who are these people of Thamud? These people of Thamud was a tribe to which Prophet Saleh was sent to the tribe of Thamud. And we will find this word Thamud in Suratul Hud. We'll be looking at it. Now again, you look at the jointings, right? Tha, Munfasila, is it separate or is it Muttasila joint? Tha is a Muttasila, it is a joint. Mim, Muttasila, Munfasila, Mim is a Muttasila, joint. Waw again. What did we say about Waw? Waw was a Munfasila letter. It is a separate letter. What about Dal? Again, what did we say about Dal? Dal is also a separate letter. Right, so we looked at Thamud. What is Thamud? Tribe of Prophet Saleh. So this is Thamud, and it starts with the letter Tha, which is a muttasila letter. Right, then we'll go to the last word, which is Jum'ah. You all know what Jum'ah means, right? Jum'ah means Friday, the Friday prayer, and we also find Surah Jum'ah in the Holy Quran. Right, so Jum'ah means Friday. Right? Now again we look at the letters once more. Jim. Jim, is it a muttasila or a munfasila? Jim is a muttasila. What about Mim? Muttasila. Ain. Remember I said about how Ain disguises when it looks separate in the beginning of the sentence and in the middle of the sentence. I said in the beginning of a word or a sentence, Ain looks like this. This is in the beginning, right? In the very first session, I had said this. Ain in the beginning and Ain in the middle of the sentence. It looks like that. So this letter is Ain. And what did we say about Ain? Ain is also a muttasila letter. Then finally, Ta marbuta. Again, Ta marbuta denotes feminine. Therefore, this word falls in the category of feminine. And this word here begins with the letter Jim, which is a muttasila letter. So we have Jim. Right. Now, I want to form small sentences with these words from the Quran. And what did I say? Like in my previous session, I had talked about adjectives. And I said that adjectives can also be masculine and they can also be feminine. And I also told you how to convert from masculine to feminine. I said by adding by a ta marbuta, you convert a masculine into feminine. For example, the word, the adjective, for example, the adjective tawilun. So if I want to convert the adjective tawilun, right? I want to convert this adjective, which is male. Okay, this is only for male. And what does it mean? It means tall. Tawilun means tall. Right, and this is only for male. Only for masculine. Right. So tawilun means tall. And if I want to convert this word here into a feminine word, so how am I going to convert it? By adding a ta marbuta. So if I want to convert this here into feminine, I'm going to add simply a ta marbuta. So it will be tawilatun. Right. So this is tall. This means tall, but for feminine. Right. So this is how we looked at the adjectives in our previous session. Now we are going to use this rule of adjectives, converting these adjectives from male to female, using male adjectives where necessary, female where necessary, right? So we'll be starting to form sentences. Right. Now if you look at the first word, Allah, right? Allah is not an entity. Therefore, we cannot add an adjective to ascribe Allah, right? Of course, Allah has its Asma'ul Husna, but we cannot add like adjectives, all right? Or we can add, we have Allahu Akbar, okay? That means Allah is the greatest, but then that is in the superlative form, which we'll be looking at in our further classes. For today, just a very simple example, I can say Allahu Ahadun, right? Allahu Ahad. We notice in Surah Ikhlas, Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu Ahad. So what does Ahad mean? Ahad means one. Allah is one. God is one. So Ahad means one. Now, ahad here is not an adjective, but we're just trying to form sentences with these words here, right? Because we said that, adjectives like akbar, that comes in the superlative form, which we'll be learning in our further classes, right? Ahad. Then we go to baqaratun. Now, what did we say about baqaratun? We said that baqaratun ends with a ta marbuta. So what did we say about the ta marbuta? It denotes feminine. Now, because of the fact that it denotes feminine, the noun is in the feminine term, therefore, automatically, even the adjective will be in the feminine. Alright? I can't say baqaratun, for example, kabirun. Why? Because kabirun is for masculine. Okay? You cannot use that for feminine. So I will say baqaratun kabiratun. Right? So baqaratun kabiratun. And what did we say kabiratun means? Big. Therefore, it means a big cow. Baqaratun kabiratun. We said we start with the noun followed by the adjective. Noun followed by the adjective. Not like in English where you have adjective and noun. So we always say noun and adjective. Baqaratun kabiratun. Feminine noun, feminine adjective. Going to the next word. It said tawbatun. Again, tawbatun, is it masculine? Is it mudhakkar, masculine, or is it muannath, feminine? We said tawbatun is muannath, right? It falls under muannath. So tawbatun, if I want to say repentance is good, so I'll say tawbatun hasanatun. Tawbatun hasanatun. Right. So we notice here we have a ta marbuta. Here we also have a ta marbuta. Noun, feminine. Adjective, feminine. Noun has ta marbuta, so the adjective will also have a ta marbuta at the end. And hasana, hasanatun, hasana means good. So, tawbatun, hasanatun, repentance is good. And in Arabic, we don't have a very specific word for the word is. So we just say tawbatun hasanatun. There's no specific word for is in Arabic. So we'll just say tawbatun hasanatun. Repentance is good. Then we go to Thamud. Now, what about Thamud? Okay, if I want to describe Thamud. Now, first look at the word Thamud. This word Thamud, is it masculine or is it feminine? That's the first thing. So if you want to form a sentence, the first thing you should look at whether the word is muannath, feminine, or is it a mudhakkar, masculine, right? So here we see that there is no ta marbuta at the end of the sentence. Do we see a ta marbuta? We don't see a ta marbuta at the end of the sentence. Therefore, it is masculine, right? So, Thamud. So in the Holy Quran, if you look at Surah Al-Hud, right? I'll just quote this here. Surah Al-Hud, verse number 67. Right? It says Jathimin. Alright? So I want to describe Thamud. So I'll say Thamudun Jathimin from the Quran. Okay, we are picking these examples from the Quran. So it is easier for you to understand, right? So Thamudun Jathimin. Right? Now in the verse itself, if you look at this verse, you will not find the word Thamud. You will not find the word Thamud. You will just find the word Jathimin. But this word here, Jathimin, refers to the people of Thamud. Therefore, if you look at the previous verses, if you start looking at the verses, because if you want to understand one verse, you have to look at the the siyaq, the flow. So you have to go through the previous and the following verses, right? So Thamud is not mentioned in verse 67. If you want to know how does it refer to Thamud, how does Jathimin refer to Thamud, look at the verses 61, go all the way to 68. Look at the verses before 67 and after 67. Now what does Jathimin mean? Jathimin means motionless bodies. Okay? Jathimin, motionless bodies. Right. So why do you think Thamud had motionless bodies? This is because they disbelieve. Thamudun kafaru. Remember when I was talking about the long vowels? When I was talking about long vowels, example, alif, we said the long vowels were alif, we said wow, and we said yeah. Remember in the very first sessions, right? So we said alif, wow, and yeah. So you find that in the Quran, the answer is given. Why was Thamud Jathimin? Why? Because they disbelieved, kafaru. And I had mentioned these long vowels are used as verbs. And such verbs, you notice, you find it in the Holy Quran. So the verb is kafaru. If you look at the verses 61 to 68, you'll find this kafaru somewhere there. So you see this this long vowel here. The long vowel is used, that is waw and alif. Alif and waw here act as a long vowel. So you will say kafaru, right? And kafaru means what? They disbelieved. The qawm of Thamud, the tribe of Thamud, disbelieved. And that is where long vowels are applicable in the Holy Quran. So you will notice that Arabic itself, the grammar, the grammatical aspect of Arabic, you will find it in the Quran itself, in terms of verbs, in terms of adjectives, in terms of tenses, and inshallah we'll be looking at that. Now, the last word here. So why Thamudun Jathimin? Why was Thamud motionless bodies? Because kafaru, they disbelieved. Okay? Last word we have Jum'atun. Jum'atun means Friday. And Friday is a happy day. We said Jum'a Yawmul Eid. It is a happy day. So what is happy in Arabic? We say happy is farihatun. And why did I say farihatun and not farihun? Because Jum'atun ends with a ta marbuta. So the first thing while formulating a sentence, look at the word. Okay? Ta marbuta here, it is a feminine. So the adjective will also be feminine. So Jum'atun, farihatun. So I have Jum'atun, farihatun. Right? Means Jum'ah is a happy day. Friday is a happy day, is happy. Oh, Yawmul Farihatun. If you want to add day will become Yawmul Farihatun. Or this just means Friday is happy. Right. Now we will be looking at, we'll be using these words now. So these were the sentences we looked at. Allahu Ahadun. Allah is one. Baqaratun. Kabiratun. The cow, a big cow, right? Tawbatun. Hasanatun. Repentance is good. Thamudun. Jathimin. Thamud is had motionless bodies. Then Jum'atu Farihatun, a happy Friday. Okay? A happy Friday. Now we are going to be looking at interrogation. Okay? I'm going to interrogate you using these words. Okay? So in our previous classes, we had also learned about interrogation. We had learned about the types of interrogation. What did we say about the types of interrogation? We said even in the types of interrogation, we'll have masculine, feminine. We did hadha, we did ma hadha, right? Right. Now, we will be looking at the interrogation. Now, if I ask you, for example, I will ask you, now interrogation we said was a, let me just refresh your memory, a or hal. We said a or hal means, you can either say it means do, it means are, it means is, okay? Right, and if I want to ask something about a masculine noun, so I will say a hadha, right? This is for masculine. If I want to ask you something about a feminine noun, I will say a hadhihi, right? For feminine. Right. So if I want to ask you, is this a cow? If I want to ask you, is this a cow? So how will I ask in Arabic? I will ask you, أهذه بقرة? أهذه بقرة? Is this a cow? And what will you reply? You will reply, نعم هذه بقرة. Okay? So if I ask you, أهذه توبة? نعم هذه توبة. What about ثمود? Will I use the same for ثمود? Is ثمود feminine? No. ثمود we said is a masculine. So I will ask you, أهذا ثمود? I will use masculine. Why? Because ثمود does not have a ta marbuta. So I'll ask you, أهذا ثمود? Is this ثمود? You will say, نعم هذا ثمود. Okay? I will ask you then, أهذه? I will use for جمعة. أهذه جمعتي? You will say, نعم هذه جمعتي. Right? What if I ask you, أهذه جمعتي? أهذه جمعتي? Is this Friday? You will say, لا هذه بقرة. No, this is a cow. Right? So this is the form of interrogation. So I'll just be writing down these sentences for you. So we'll be looking at sentences of interrogation. Right. So I will ask you, أهذه أهذه بقرة؟ Right? So that is my sentence. أهذه بقرة? Is this a cow? Right? And I'll point here. Is this a cow? أهذه بقرة? And of course you will say, نعم هذه بقرة. You will say, نعم هذه بقرة. Right? Okay. So na'am, yes, this is a cow. Na'am means yes. Hadihi is this for feminine only. Feminine. And baqaratun, cow. So, yes, this is a cow. Then I will ask you, ma hadihi? Okay? What is this? Ma hadihi? Okay? What is this? So you will say, hadihi baqaratun. This is a cow. So this is how we looked at formulating these sentences. We looked at the two types of interrogation. Once again, and hal, which means do, are, or is. But for now, we will just be using is. Alright? We won't be using do and are. We'll be using them in the further classes. And then we said that even interrogation has feminine and masculine. It's not like English, okay? It has a lot of specifications. So even for interrogation, a hadha for masculine, a hadihi for feminine. So we looked at the examples of words from the Quran, and then I asked you, a hadihi baqaratun, and you said, na'am hadihi baqaratun, yes, this is a cow. A hadihi tawbatun, is this repentance? And you said, لا هذه جمعة. What if I want to ask you about ثمود? I will ask you أهذا. I will use أهذا for ثمود. Why will I use أهذا? Because هذا is for masculine and ثمود is a masculine word. Why is it a masculine word? Because it does not have a ta marbuta at the end of the sentence. Now I had told you that something want to note. It's about the ta marbuta. Right. So about the ta marbuta, said it looks like this, right? But it looks like this when it is separate. So when ta marbuta is separate, like here, like Boca Raton, it is not joined to preceding letter, it's not joined to the following letter, it looks like this. So this is only when it's separate. Something to note. This is only when it's separate. However, when you join a ta marbuta in a word, if it's joined to the preceding letter, it will be joined in this manner, in this format, right? So I'll have a word written down, and it will be joined like, you can join it like this as well. This is also ta marbuta, so don't get confused. This can also be a ta marbuta, right? So this was our class for today. We learned about the interrogations, words from Quran, how to interrogate, and how to go about all the types of interrogation. We looked at the words in the Quran. We looked at mudhakkar, masculine, mu'annath, feminine. And inshallah, we'll be continuing our class tomorrow. Please join us tomorrow. Wa akhir da'wana walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Thanks for listening.